Welcome along to the first and hopefully a very long series of podcasts for Coatbridge Rovers FC. And hopefully over the next few weeks we're going to be getting to talk to coaches of all the different teams, talk about youth football in Scotland in general, hopefully get you all involved in social media, questions and comments. We'll even throw in a competition or two. That is obviously dependent on whether Gary listens to purse strings, but miracles can happen. For those who don't know me, my name's Martin O'Neill, affectionately I hope dubbed Mo, because Gary thinks it's dead funny. I joined Rovers in 2014, in August 2020, in the Girls Academy, coaching under 11s. So I now co-manage the 2014s as well with Carleen, and I completely fall at the mercy of the little kickers on a Saturday morning. Some of the recent graphics I've come up with are from me too, so if anybody needs anything for their team, give me a wee shout. So I'm joined today by Chairman Gary Flint, head of the Girls Academy, Carleen Dolan, and the Girls Academy coaches, Taylor and Lynn. We've also got Abby as well, can't be with us today. So hello everybody, how are you all doing?
Well, hi Martin.
Doing good.
Hello.
Yeah.
So that was really good that we done that all in one take, wasn't it? So I think I'm going to be really good at this kind of stuff. So great idea, Gary, coming up with this podcast. I don't think there's any other teams that I know of that have kind of got this going. So really the kind of format is we're going to really just kind of ask them questions. We'll ask them individually, and then we'll get a wee discussion about them, and we'll just see where that kind of takes us. Obviously the format might change week to week as we come up with new things. So I was wanting to really kind of ask individually, how did you get into youth football yourself?
Oh, it's myself. So I got into football at a very, very young age. When I played, I think I was 4 or 5 when I started playing, and then through the different pathways, I then got to 16 and I got a bad injury. So I decided to take up coaching. Went to college. Studied sports development, and wanted to build my own football club. So here we are in 2020. The club's now 6-year-old, and we've got 180 kids at our football club.
Brilliant. And what do you think makes Coatbridge Rovers stand out against the other teams that are in the area?
I think it's all about inclusion. We're a club open to all. We welcome anybody in. All abilities are welcome to come and try it. And as I say, it's all about fun. This is the first year where the 2008s are going into a competitive league. However, that's still at a very development stage as well in their kids' careers. So it's about coming along, trying it out, and meeting new friends. And as I say, it's good to be part of a club as well.
What age groups is it that we do, just for people that don't know?
So we've got our little kickers, who are for kids it's 2-year-old to 5-year-old, and then we've got our 2014s, 2013s, 2012s, 2011s, 2010s, our 2008s, and then we've got our girls under 9s and girls under 11s. So in January, the little kickers, it's 2015, they graduate and become a team of themselves. So they'll start their games in March as well, so we'll have an extra age level.
Smashing. And just while you're mentioning the Girls Academy, I'm going to bring in Carleen. When was it you were first approached by the club to take over and move forward with the Girls Academy?
So in January, my mum actually just messaged the Twitter page and kind of just says, is there any coaching opportunities going? I was playing at the time and I kind of wanted to do something a bit different. So I kind of always wanted to do coaching. So my mum just messaged the page, and I think it was Gary himself who messaged back, and I just went along one night, and it's kind of just all went from there. And I wouldn't have it any other way, really.
Brilliant. So we've got two teams at the moment, under 9s and under 11s, as Gary was saying. Have you seen much difference since when you first joined with the Girls Academy to, say, today?
100%. It's went from growth to growth ever since I came in. I think there was a good group of girls there, but obviously we were all involved in the opening day, and I think it just brought the academy on so much. Adding, I think it was 8-9 players between both age levels, so it's went from strength to strength, definitely.
Yep, absolutely. And just while we're here, we're going to bring in Taylor and Lynn, who are two of the 3 other coaches, including myself as well, who help out at the Girls Academy. First off, Taylor, what do you feel? What benefits do you feel you get from being part of the Girls Academy in general, and specifics?
I feel like you get a lot out from being it. So obviously you can we're slowly starting to develop a pathway from obviously under 9s to under 11s, and you can kind of see like a lot of the young girls are looking up to the older ones, so it's really good to see that.
Brilliant. Yep. Do you think that again, from when you started to where we are now, has there been a big difference?
Yeah, I think it's changed, been drastic. Like obviously within like when we've started with the under 11s, there was only about 4 girls, and they obviously didn't have the opportunities to like play a full-sided 7-a-match game and stuff like that. Whereas we had an open day within our first month, we were able to recruit like almost a full team. We basically doubled our numbers within a full month, and from now on, like when we're at training, like example on Thursday, the girls got to play their full match game, which was amazing to see, and they loved every minute of it. And It's great seeing even just the girls progress within confidence, teamwork. Like it's amazing to see how much the girls themselves have grown, even within the under 9s and the under 11s.
Yep, I would agree.
So it's amazing to see.
Definitely, I've been there as well. It was seeing them actually use the width of the pitch when they get the full 7-a-side pitch was something else. Lynn, you are with the under 9s team that you help coach alongside Carleen. Same question to you. What difference have you seen since you first came to where we are now in such a short time?
Without a doubt, there's been a huge difference just between their passing, their position play. Some of them couldn't even pass the ball no how any distance, and now they're getting good distance, good strength in their passing. Carolyn's teaching them position, and it all came today when they were playing against the under 11s. They actually positioned really well, and that's all came together in such a short time.
Brilliant. And again, with the nights that we've got, you think that the girls are getting a lot from coming on at night time and then going on the Sunday as well, and getting up, fairly early in the morning, coming along?
Definitely, because it's good to split up their training and their playing. It gives them a wee bit of incentive to come along on a Sunday, how like early in the morning, if they know they're going to get game time.
Yep.
Warm up, game time, but they're still learning, and they're like sponges at the moment, so they're taking everything in. And Thursday night, when it's cold, they're doing their training, they're keeping warm, and they're just taking it all in, and they're giving it their all. So we can't ask for any more at the minute.
Brilliant. And Carleen, we've seen a lot more interaction with parents as well, who are, as far as I can see anyway, really excited about the amount of focus that's getting put on the girls' football in particular. How do you feel that's been going?
Definitely. Obviously, I wasn't here when Gary decided to set the Girls' Academy up, and something Coatbridge that we've never really had when I was growing up. There wasn't really much girls' football around here, and I think Gary setting that up within the club has been massive, and now we can get girls from even far afield but the local area and bring girls in and teach them not only football skills but life skills as well.
Absolutely. Gary, how do you feel the current situation that's around the coronavirus and the restrictions has had an impact on the girls getting to play and coming along? Do you think that the girls have stayed resolute and they're even more determined to come along, or how do you feel?
I think lockdown's taken a major hit in terms of the full club. From the all the teams that side to try and play games is taking a knock-on effect in terms of we've not been able to do it. Leagues have stopped a lot of the fixtures, which is fine, but I think the most important thing is try to get everybody game time. So we've been doing that since we've restarted. We've just been allowing the teams to kind of play games against each other within their training. We've also, during the lockdown, we had the different tasks that the kids were to do in terms of coming on, wee Zoom training sessions, to the work booklet that I made up and sent out, which was a fantastic hit because we managed to get a lot of local schools involved in that. I think we've recruited a couple of players off that as well, that they've came because I've seen that wee booklet and they can see how much we're actually wanting to put in the effort to get the kids involved in the area. But in terms of the game side there, I think there's the major talking point about that is obviously the restrictions just now with travel. So we've found a major stumbling block in the club. We've had to accommodate players from the Glasgow side to train at another venue. So I think the game side's going to take a wee bit of time to get to gel together again to get us back to playing normal football.
Yep. And how do you feel that moving forward, do you feel as if there's still going to be quite a lot of come and go that's going to have to be done with clubs, or do you feel as if there's the ends in sight? Or
I think it's changing daily, so I'm constantly in contact with the different authorities and government bodies to find out what's happening next. So as I say, the restriction just now it's in place has been a wee bit of a difficult situation to see where we can move forward. So, but the most important thing we've got just now is that the kids are still getting to train, whether it's within the Glasgow sector or within the North Lanarkshire sector. We've still managed to, as a club, put something on for the kids. They're still training.
Brilliant. And I feel as if as a coach as well that the club are being really, really accommodating towards the kids and the coaches as well. And that it was kind of shocked me, well, not shocked me, but it really pleasantly surprised me about how far we're going out our way to try and make sure that these kids still get a wee sense of normality, because you talk to them all the time and they're really, really looking forward to coming along.
Yep. Each week the kids are obviously buzzing for their training sessions and games. So to put another barrier up to say that they can't come to training or they can't go to a game is a major health talking point with regards to the kids' mental health, how they coping within themselves in terms of when we tell them they can't come and see their teammates. So it's been good as a club that we've managed to get the coaches from Glasgow on board to take the Glasgow kids training together as a club, and the rest of the coach in North Lanarkshire still continue to do their training. But it's still that point where the kids are missing their friends, but they're still getting that some sort of physical activity where they're not thinking so much, they're just constantly working. It's important that going.
Yep. bring Carleen in for another wee second. How do you feel, like Gary touched on the mental health benefits of continuing playing football? How do you feel that that's contributed to positive mental health, continuing a routine and the kids being able to go out and continue to play football?
You've hit the nail on the head there. Routine is massive. The whole lockdown, I think, was a whole different ballgame for everybody, and it took everybody out of what they were used to. So allowing the girls to do something different, out with school times, coming at night, that whole just that hour that they've got at training just takes them away from everything. And I'm sure I've seen it on Facebook loads and everywhere. As soon as you step out onto that pitch, you forget absolutely everything that's going on, and I think it's huge for any football player, really.
Absolutely. Yep, absolutely. And do you think that that's had a positive impact on yourself, if you don't mind me asking as well?
Yeah, it definitely has. Obviously, I was playing and coaching at the same time before lockdown, and lockdown struck, and I decided that I didn't want to go back playing, and I just continued with the coaching.
Yep.
But now the last couple of, maybe the last 2 weeks, I've went back to playing and coaching, and I think it's changed me as a person as well. I think football has a massive impact on you and your personality and everything.
I'm going to kind of throw a couple of questions at the whole group here then, just to kind of change up and get some other voices in. What do you think the goal of youth football is? Seems like such an easy question.
I can answer if you want, but
yep, anybody?
I think that the goal is fun, friendship. As Carleen says earlier on, it's life skills as well. That you'll have an impact on a kid's life with small steps. You're a role model to every single one of the kids within youth football. They look up to you. So it's how you conduct yourself as a person, and that knock-on effect takes them into their life skills when they get older, because they can see how you've developed as a person, and they take that as somebody says earlier on, the wee sponges, every bit of information in, and that takes a whole itself and makes their growth and their mindset focus on where they're going in their career.
Absolutely. What a great answer. Nobody else is going to come in now.
No, 100% agree.
Yep.
Totally
Nail on the
agree.
head.
Nails on the head.
Like especially
That's
as like
a sense of
coaches, it's like
purpose in life.
Yeah, Taylor.
I think it's really important as like us as coaches to kind of be that role model. So there's a really interesting theory called the lollipop theory, where basically if you were to do something for someone, that could make an improvement to their life, or an event could happen within their life. So I think it's really important that with us as coaches, we should be playing that role model. And obviously nobody's perfect as a human, but even still, like, we should be the ones like almost like setting an example for the girls or the boys that want to obviously either progress and go through the pathway, or if they want to just have fun and make loads of memories. Like, even from like, I'm only 20 and I'm like always like going back to thinking about when I was younger, and like how coaches had like a massive effect on me to where I am now, and how I've gotten into this coaching role is because coaches have influenced me to think that's something I really want to do. Like, they've inspired me to go do that, and now I'm at uni doing something that I'm absolutely loving. And obviously Gary's had that influence on Carleen because she got so much enjoyment out of coaching football. She's now really into coaching her football, and at one point almost chose it over playing. But obviously she's gone back to that playing, but she's still balancing her life to go on to do coaching.
Yep.
Definitely, there was a scenario, just quickly, when I was at Celtic, when I was playing, I thought I'd like to do the coaching. So my mum went to one of the coaches and says, is there anything that she could help out with? So I went down to Celtic under 12s girls for a few weeks, and helped out there. And then they says to me, look, why don't you put a session together and then lead it for the girls? And they had that trust in me to do that. And as Gary touched on, you're a role model. when I was going on a Tuesday night, I was going to coach the under 12s, and then after that was finished, I was going to my own training along the road. So, and then the parents used to come to me, the kids, and used to say, "Look what you're doing. You're a huge role model to the kids." But I never seen it, and I would just be like, "Oh, you're kidding me on." But you don't realise that the younger kids do really look up to you and what you're doing.
Absolutely. Yep, I feel the exact same. As soon as I started coaching, probably the second week into it, I felt I wish I'd done this 20 years ago. You know, I'm nearly 40, and I feel as if I could have done so much more. Because as a dad as well, I miss the kids that I had because they're older now. You know, because obviously they go through those stages and they're not wee kids anymore, so you miss that interaction with kids, and the teaching and the sudden realisation that the kids get when they've clicked and they get something, and it's just amazing. It really is. So obviously I've not got a time machine, but I'm just going to do as best as I can while I'm here. Lynn, how did you get in contact with the Girls Academy? How did you decide this was something that you wanted to do?
Well, last year I volunteered for the Motherwell Disabled Supporters Association, which involves going along to games and helping out the disabled supporters, which obviously this year just can't happen due to obviously current circumstances. One night, couldn't sleep, going through my Facebook, and it came up current positions available, and it was there, and I thought, you know what, I'm not even going to check it out, I'm going to send it at this time in the morning. And I just sent it, and I got almost immediate reply from both Gary and Carleen inviting me along to training, and I've loved every minute of it, I must admit. It's been brilliant. It gives me a sense of purpose. I don't know what I'd be doing now, because at the moment, during COVID, if it wasn't for the coaching.
Yep.
Good point.
And do you think that now, obviously it was Mental Health Awareness Week last week, and Gary's touched on mental health as well. Do you think that this has been a positive influence on your general mental health?
Hugely. I was in hospital earlier this year due to mental health, and I still have contact with the mental health team, and they have noticed a huge, massive improvement in my mental health just with being in touch, not out with the coaching side. Giving me a sense of purpose, giving me something to work towards. The whole club ethos is set around mental health.
Yep.
And positivity, and including everybody. So I couldn't have asked to join a better club.
You don't need to say that because the boss is here.
Wait, I put my collar up.
It's true. It's 100% true.
That's absolutely brilliant.
I think what you said there, Lynn, is massive for what the club is about. I don't think the message has reached everybody yet, but in terms of what we offer and the support that we give to people within our own club and within our community, it's a continuous support. So like the wee small things like life-changing scenarios for you, that you've got yourself into a better routine, you're focused on coming along to training, so you're working in a team with Carleen, so you're having to constantly be in dialogue in terms of organising training, speaking to the parents, speaking to the kids. That itself gives you that incentive for each week to focus on your next goal. So the wee small goals in terms of mental health is massive. So when I hear things like that, it makes it for real in terms of what the club's about. We don't want to see people that's struggling on a day-to-day basis, and that's the whole point of lockdown just now, in terms of there is probably people out there that's sitting probably struggling. So if you get a chance to listen to this, our phone, our Facebook, our Twitter page, our Instagram page is constantly open in terms of getting in contact with us. We'll offer support. We'll invite you along to one of the mental health groups that we operate. And as I say, we're here to help you. So even if it's not football related, as long as it's life related, we're here to achieve something with you. So no, thanks, Lynn, for sharing that.
And just while you
No problem.
touched on that, Gary, a lot of people won't realise that you do a lot of other things other than football. You want to say a wee bit about the Walk and Talk group?
Yeah, so we set up a walk and talk group during lockdown. Obviously with current restrictions in place in terms of social distancing. So a Wednesday morning up at Drumpelia Park that we do a walk around the lock. So it's just people that come along. It can be anybody. And it's just basically a general chit chat and a wee walk around the lock, and you're on your way basically to setting yourself a wee goal for the following week to come back. So we run that. We also, at the moment, it's stopped due to obviously the restrictions. Is we run a 5-a-side football for people that come along. So the numbers were really good at that. To come along, get a wee kick about.
That's for adults,
Yep, and the people that was coming along to that, we were getting them into routines of actually getting back into employment. So it was great to see that. We worked alongside a charity organisation called Back On Side. So they came along to a few of the sessions and they were offering the one-to-one support as well. But they wanted to focus on what we were doing as a club. So they grasped onto us. A couple of them came to a few of the projects that within my work that they managed to get into a project, a 10-week project, and then they went into employment. So they've got jobs out it. So you'll probably see it on our Facebook page. There was a couple, and they gained so much qualifications for just going to a project. Life skills in terms of cookery, joinery, and just meeting people that they could actually talk to on a daily basis was massive. So they've formed friendships for life, and they're constantly. I see them down Coatbridge Main Street sometimes, and it's great to see that they're actually still best of pals, and they're constantly asking, when's the football starting back up? When are we doing this? What's happening next? So we're getting mentioned in the town, which is good. But as I say, it's the wee small steps that we're continuing to do.
Brilliant. Thanks a lot for that, Gary. And it's a fantastic thing that you and the club do. And again, there's very few things that you do now that I can say, well, they do that or that club does that as well. It seems to be a very unique family that we've got rather than a club. And as one of the new coaches, you feel very welcome straight away. How did the girls' academy come around? Because there's been girls' football for a long time. But it's been sadly lacking in Scottish football at grassroots level for all that time. It would seem. So when did it occur to you to go, I'm going to start this, and why?
So we always set a development plan each year. So obviously this year's development plan's taking a wee bit of a knock-on effect. So that'll probably stagger into 2021. But we set up a target of trying to get local girls involved in some sort of activity. So we set up the Girls' Academy for the girls to come along. As I say, the numbers weren't great at the start, but it was the exact same as the way the club was set up at the start as well. We only had 7 players when the club ever was formed to where we are now. But for the Girls' Academy, the numbers were quite small, but we could see that there was a sense of they were going to bring their friends the following week. So we put coaches in place and we wanted to grow it and develop it. And obviously where we are now is just a credit to the people that's been there from the start to what we've got in place now. And I think the World Cup for the women was a massive part as well, because a lot of people seen, the Scotland women team are in the World Finals. So that inspired to quite a lot of people to get involved. And to be fair, we never really advertised it for the girls to come along. It was just basically word of mouth. And it's the same again as what you are saying. There's not a lot within this area for girls teams. So it was a development plan to put in place for us to get that, and we've achieved it, and it's now setting that next development plan in place to what can we achieve next for the Girls Academy, what can we achieve next for the teams that's already in place, and that's something that we're continuously working on in the background to how can we make it better for each week, how can we make it better for the following month, how can we make it better for the following year. And it's all about having good people around the club, good coaches within the club, and that just makes it set a standard for the kids to come along and play for the club.
Have you personally seen a massive difference in the girls, in their dedication and their skill level as well?
Yeah, definitely. I never really seen a lot of the girls at the start because it was just due to circumstances that I had the other teams training at the same time, so I never really got a full chance to actually see how it was growing. But I think lockdown came at a right time for that as well, because it gave me an eye opener in terms of what can we change, how can we make it better, and that's where you just see where we're sitting just now. So it's grew very, very well, and it's just going to continue to get better. The girls are going to continue to get better, and you'll probably find there's a lot of talented girls in terms of that are wanting to get involved in football, and it's just having that wee bit of confidence, having that wee bit of belief as a parent to say, right, I'm going to take you along, let's go and try it out. Come and try it. There's no hassle to come and try something. See if you don't like it, you don't like it. See if you love it, you'll be back. So that's the next task for us to how can we build on it to continue to help develop the girls that we've already got, to bring in other players in to make them part of the club as well.
Brilliant, thanks. Taylor, how do you think, or you want to say a wee bit about how we started off with the kids, or with the girls and the under-11s in particular? And I will say the same question to Lynn as well, and how we've very quickly managed to allow them to, or facilitate them to become as good as they're getting now and getting better.
Yeah, so I think within obviously the first couple of weeks when we came in, they were all kind of very shy and didn't really know us. So it was kind of getting to know where they are and us, for them to get to know where we were, and kind of grow a player-coach relationship. But then obviously over time that developed within easily the first couple of weeks. The girls seemed to get along with us really well, and we're starting to enjoy the thing. So within the first month of us getting to see their basics and stuff like that, we got to ask them, what would you want to learn? So we very much focused teaching them things that they wanted to learn, because obviously that will make it more enjoyable for them, make it more fun. But we also made it to ensure that they were still learning, which was also the most important factor of them also having fun. So I think what we've done with the girls from now is they've grown massively. We can always have a laugh with them, but we can also have serious time. For the past couple of weeks, we've been doing a certain drill to kind of get them going and communicating more, and we've been doing it consistently for the past couple of weeks. And today, as coaches, we just said, that's it, you guys have to be the coaches and almost take the drill yourselves. And today they easily showed and done the drill themselves and were able to perform it really well, and it showed a massive growth of the girls, because within the first week of having them, they would never have done that. But it shows now that obviously over time they've been able to go and do that within themselves, and it shows massive progression from everybody.
Yeah, it definitely shows a massive amount of confidence as well. Certainly in the older players as well that are in the 11s to communicate with the younger players that are just, the north side of being in the under 9s as well. So it was really quite an eye opener the day how we all kind of knew what we were going to do. We all kind of knew we're not going to take this, drill today. We're going to see. Because obviously we talk, Abby and I talk a lot about, what the next week's going to be, and we put plans in place for the weeks, 4 and a 6 week rotation. But that particular drill would be the three man or the 3 lady weave, which in the first week that it brought it in, I had said to you, I think that's too hard for them. I don't think that they should be trying that at this stage, but my hands went straight up. It was like, they can do it, have a lot more faith in it, and like you say, the day got straight into it. 2 of the girls in particular stood up as clear captain material, and took that particular training session themselves. Aye, absolutely. Same question to Lynn. How do you feel what have you done, and how do you feel what you and Carleen have done as a coaching team has made a positive impact on the under 9s, because you've got a lot of really young ones, haven't you?
Yeah, we do indeed. Right to the age of 6. What we had a sort of a nucleus of a wee team when I started. However, after the Open Academy, we got quite a lot of new players. So again, it was bringing them in, trying to have fun. It was doing drills, but it was fun drills so that they all got to know each other. Trying to get them to communicate with each other. Every time they make a pass, we ask them to shout their name, who wants the ball, little things like that, so that they all become a team and all play for each other. We developed a warm up for them, and we gave them a little bit of responsibility and let them actually lead their own warm up. Now we've mixed it up again as we take it up another level each time to keep them progressing, obviously. But me and Carleen work on a weekly basis, and Carleen decides during the week what parts I'm going to do, what parts she's going to do, and then we just take it to the girls. But we try to have as much fun as we can, but at the same time we have serious learning time.
Yeah, that's key, isn't it? Carleen,
it very much is.
Yep. You feel that the way it's going is going really quite well just now, or what's your thoughts on what the 2 other coaches have said?
I think it is really going well, because like I said earlier, today we played against the under 11s, and the team that I was looking at, I had a 6-year-old and a 7-year-old in my team, and believe it or not, they held their own, so they did, and they were doing good, considering the size of the team they were up against, and obviously the under 11s know their positions a lot better, and with a little bit of coaching, they were actually doing not too bad against them. I was actually quite a lot of the play today.
And Carleen, how do you feel it's going?
I think it's going absolutely brilliant. I've seen a huge difference. Obviously, I've been there since January, and I've had obviously the nucleus of the same players that have been there, and players that have been there since then to obviously lockdown struck, and after lockdown, I think a lot of players came back and they just looked as if they were firing on all cylinders. Some came back, and I could see a huge difference in them technically, and even the new girls that have come in, obviously after the open day, have made the squad a lot stronger as well. So I think we've just gone from strength to strength at the under 9s, and as Lynn mentioned there, against the under 11s, I think they hold their own, and I think it's going in the right direction.
Brilliant. And not everybody will know, but you're quite a wee bit younger than the rest of us, but maybe not in the head. How do you mix in because you're in the last year of high school, yeah? How do you mix in doing your studying for the exams, getting coursework in, maybe looking at applying for courses and things like that, and doing your volunteer work, because that's what it is, all volunteer work for the club and playing for your club as well?
Well, it is difficult, I won't lie. It's trying just to find that right balance. So when I went back to my own football 2 weeks ago, I kind of sat down and says, look, I've got these nights at Coatbridge Rovers. They're the nights I can't be near you on these nights. And then school, I kind of just try and fit it round my football, to be honest. Obviously, I still need that backup option in case football doesn't work out for me. So when I can fit schoolwork in, I fit schoolwork in, but I think football's my life.
Yeah, you can definitely tell, just spending 2 minutes with you can definitely tell. Your background is football. My background's football, Gary's, but Taylor, yours is not football. You want to talk about where you've come from?
No, so when I was 10 to 13, I played football in Hamilton. But when I hit high school, my high school was very field hockey. So my background is nothing to do with football. So I've been coaching hockey for about 6 years. And then just before COVID happened, I had an opportunity to go do video analysis with Rangers Football Club. And that kind of opened my eyes to how.
Where's the off button? Hold on. Continue, please.
So, within hockey, I got really interested in video analysis. So I was fortunate enough to be doing it for Scottish hockey. So I was doing it for the international men's and women's for the World Cup series, the European Championship A, so which is actually massive in the hockey world, but not many people will know that because it's not a very well-known sport. But because I was the same as Gary, I went to college and did sport development, so I've got my HND in that. A lot of it was focused on football because football is such a massive sport in the west of Scotland. So I have been very open to football, but it was just something I never thought I would put myself forward to until, obviously, similar to Len, I saw the Facebook post and I was kind of like, why not? It's good to get yourself out of comfort zone, which obviously I still have a background coaching, so I can kind of put myself into situations I'm not comfortable with. But It's really interesting to actually put yourself forward and be there. And obviously, me, you and Abby have been working really well together as a team to get that to work, and it has worked really well. We've got a really good balance between the three of us to kind of push forward the girls. But I kind of think my background from hockey, although it's totally different to football, I think it can be transferred over to some extent.
Absolutely, yeah. I think you would agree with that as well, Gary, eh?
I think the video and analyst would have helped you a lot in terms as a coach, because you would have probably seen parts of the hockey that, I know it's obviously a hockey pitch, but you adapt that to a football sense as well. You see wee pockets in the pitch where you say, right, how can I make that better? Obviously you were given an analyst to the team, and you're obviously trying to pick up things to improve them. So just to be small things like that in terms of, for yourself, for a coach development point of view, that makes you a stronger and a better coach. Like Carleen's went and done her coaching badge last week, just that wee introduction into coaching. She's probably learned things within that coaching badge that will be life skills for her to help her in terms of her own football. She'll see that from a player point of view, because that's what happened when I was 16. Only a few years ago, right enough. So I learned very quickly because I was still playing when I went and done my coaching badge, and it made me a stronger and a better player because I had that wee bit of influence in terms of, right, I know what the coach is talking about now. I know he means that I need to be in that position. I know that he means that I need to pass that ball. So you grow yourself as an individual player, and for the coaching side, it is it'll make you better as well. For wee small things makes it a better coach as well. So but as I say, there's no much. Obviously, the physical aspect and the total different side of the sport element. But in terms of the actual probably philosophies, it'll probably be the same kind of stuff.
Yep, absolutely. We've not got much time left, but I was indicated earlier from the boss, the gaffer, that he wants to do a wee experiment or activity. So we'll get a fun activity. So we'll do that in a couple of minutes. But I just wanted to just finish off with Carleen as the head coach of the Girls Academy, since this is the Girls Academy session. What do you feel future plans are? Near, short term, medium term, and long term for the girls.
I think short term is probably the easiest one to go for. So short term is obviously first priority is developing the girls, developing coaches as well. So I know obviously we spoke about maybe doing training sessions together, just as coaches alone, which is going to develop us. It's going to develop a bond between us as well, which I think is massive.
Yep.
Haven't looked too far ahead yet. So I would love to have. I know we've obviously tried in the past for an under 13s age group, but we didn't get the recruitment that we needed. So I think going forward, I think that would be massive to add another age group in if possible. But we can't look too far ahead just yet.
Well, I think you're doing a great job. What about you, Gary? Club-wise, what do you see as your sort? Obviously, there'll be some things you might not be able to discuss or, say at the moment because you're always planning ahead. But how do you feel in general? Things are. Well, I got a wee laugh off Carleen there. Are you never planning ahead?
He doesn't stop.
I'm trying to be nice here. Go.
I think from a club point of view that we're developing very, very well. As I say, the 2015s will join in very soon to enhance a new squad. And we're about to launch tomorrow an exciting project that we're going to do for our Christmas appeal this year. So I'm not going to say too much about it because we're going to launch it tomorrow live on Facebook via Martin with his graphics. I'll give him credit for that one. So I think that's going to take a fair chunk of time in terms of putting all that together, and then hopefully, crossed, by after Christmas we're back to some sort of normality and we can play our games again, because I don't see games happening any time soon for us. So that's my development, my focus is to try and get us back to the games as quickly as we can, but in the safest as possible manner. I think that's the most important thing that we need to put in place is the safety for everybody, not just the players but for the kids and the parents. That's what I'm doing on a day-to-day basis constantly, out with my own job. So I'm busy, but as I say, by the next podcast I maybe announce another couple of things that I've got up my sleeve that I'm planning for 2021, but I'm not going to say too much. But no, that's where we're seeing ourselves just now.
Brilliant, excellent. Okay, well, we'll let you take over then, Gary. I'm going to try my best to use, because this software that we're using just now I learned in like 4 hours, so the chances are it will not work. But I think I might be able to put a timer on the screen because, yes, and because
time pressure.
Aye, there will be a timer on the screen, and if there isn't one on the screen, I'll be counting down. So
is it a treasure hunt?
So we're going to have a bit of. Oops, my wee earphone fell out there. I'm getting too excited here. I'm taking over.
Sorry.
So we're going to have a bit of fun with the
Not used
Girls
to that.
Academy coaches. So you have 60 seconds, okay? I will name something that you need to go and find within your household and bring it back, okay? At the end, there is five rounds, okay? Martin is in charge of the score, so there will be an announcement live on our Facebook page tonight and who's the winner.
My dog will be
get a
chasing up and
lovely
down
picture.
the stairs.
You've got a disadvantage. You're up in the loft, so
I know.
you've got a longer. So
Right, let's
are
see
we
if I
ready,
can get
Martin?
this. Let me see if I can get this timer on the screen
Right,
then.
okay. Let's see if the
Better
timer
move
works,
everyone
right?
out the way then,
Can we
for
get
a
it done? Right, there's a timer there. Let's get rid of that. Oh, right, okay.
Oh, we've got
We've
the
got
timer
running
there.
Timer. Let's see if it'll work.
You get your running shoes on, Martin?
Oh, I am not doing it.
Oh, come on.
So it's
No
just
chance.
the girls.
Aye, just the girls. Martin's in charge of the clock.
Unfortunately for you. Right, let's see.
Right, let's see
No,
what happens.
it's not working this time, but I'll sort it out for next time.
Right, okay, so
so-
you've got 60 seconds. All right, Martin's going to get his phone out.
Right,
Carleen, sit down.
Carleen, sit down.
Sit down. We've not started yet.
We have.
Right.
It was definitely not started. Right, let me see. Get the phone out. I'll just
I'm
cut
planning
this.
all cylinders on the pitch next week. I'll put it down to use.
I'll just cut this in the edit, and we'll. Right, there we go. Stopwatch. So 60 seconds.
I was going to go and find Martin's orange cones, but he's put an airport in Coatbridge today, so there's no many left.
Well, I've got the same. I can find them down the stairs.
Oh man. Right.
Wasn't that when you were the cone
Right.
thief?
Okay, are we ready, Martin?
We're ready. Oh, there
Right,
we go. Okay.
So the first thing that you need to go and find is something that you would use on holiday. You've
Go.
got 60 seconds. Go.
On holiday? Oh my
Like just
God.
use.
Anything.
No, you can do that on holiday.
Holiday. Shoes count.
Shoes are a
Sliders.
cop out. Oh,
I found
sliders.
the flip-flops. The Gucci flip-flops for Hamilton.
Gucci. So how many points for the first place, Gary?
10 points for the first place.
10 points for first place.
5 points for second place, and 0 for third place.
20 seconds.
That's pretty ready.
10,
Running down the stairs.
9, 8,
Swimming costume.
7, 6,
Swimming
5.
Swimming costume.
Yes. There we go. There's 5.
Oh, too late, man.
Too late, Carleen.
Hey,
Just-
Just like yesterday or not?
You should be the fittest.
Mum's like, what's
Round
going on?
one.
I'm pulling goggles out.
Round 1, we have Taylor
Oh,
with
good.
10 points. Carleen with 0. Lynn with 5 points. Well done, Lynn. Well done, Taylor. Okay, round 2. So now you need to wear what you've picked.
Oh, yeah.
Neil Lutland.
What did you get?
Lynn brought a swimming costume.
You want to borrow my goggles now?
I've got my sliders on.
That's a joke, you
Okay.
don't.
Right, I'll take the
Round-
0.
Round 2. Okay. So, question 2. So, something that is round but not a football. Go.
Oh, this should be quick. Carleen, there you go.
Oh, there we go.
Oh,
That could be a tie.
Oh, that's
What's
me
happened
and
to
Trap. That's my
Carleen's?
sister's makeup, everyone now.
here, Carleen, you get 10 points. So
It could be worth it at the end.
I think we've got a tiebreaker for second place. Gary, you're the boss.
We'll give them 5 each.
5 each. There you go.
Yes.
Right.
Okay. Round 3. This will be good. So, I want you to find your favourite food that you would cook. 60 seconds. Go.
Does it have to be something you'd cook?
That is in the question.
That's in the question.
I have to go miles away.
Oh, what's Lynn? Lynn's got something. What's this?
What's this, Lynn?
Oh.
Have you just pulled anything out the freezer? It has to be your favourite.
I know I'm thinking.
Carleen, coca noodles. Yes, that's me too. Right.
I've got 10 points for Lynn and 5 points for Carleen. Taylor's trying to find her kitchen, I think.
Taylor's away to get some steak and snails.
She's away to Greg's to get a pie.
What the heck is that?
Oh,
Right.
okay.
Sausages.
So, 10 points for Lynn and 5 for Carleen.
Got it. You want a wee
Taylor,
score
0 for
update?
you.
You want a wee score update?
After round 3, let's give us the scores.
After round 3, in third place, Taylor.
Got up your game, Taylor.
I ran my full house.
In second place,
I'm in the what? No excuses.
Carleen. And in first place, Lynn.
You've not
Well
won yet,
done,
Lynn.
Lynn. Lynn's flying here.
Right?
Okay. Round 4. Okay. This is. It needs to be. Okay, it has to be something, right? So, it can't be something that's on a device, i.e., your phone or anything like that. I want you to go and find your favourite or a CD music, alright? Go and find a CD. Go.
I don't even
60
have
seconds.
CDs in my house.
Oh, you're going to lose then.
Does it have to be music?
60 se-
Does it
Yep.
have to be
Does it have to be
Music.
music?
Yeah, music.
I don't own a
No
music
PlayStation
CD.
games in it. Oh, you
Oh, I
better go
don't
find
own
one. Go
any.
tap your neighbour's door. Hurry up. You've got 47 seconds.
Nah,
Tap your
yeah,
neighbour's
I
door.
guess we do.
Sorry, those are the rules.
That's
I've
FIFA.
got Call of
Oh,
Duty.
there we go.
There you go.
That's that Patsy Cline.
Crazy. He's a wee song then, Lynn. Do you want to be an American Idiot? Right, so
Lynn get 10 points again. And Carleen and Taylor got 0.
oh,
I'll take it anyway.
Okay, round 5.
it's
Okay.
mathematically possible for Carleen to win.
Okay, right. Round 5.
Taylor, you're
And
screwed.
it can't be something that you're on. It can't be something. I'm going to throw in a bonus one at the end, so don't worry, Taylor. You'll maybe be able to win it, right? So don't worry.
Oh, yes.
So you need to win this one, but so I want you to find something, right? It can't be something that you're already wearing, okay? And it can't be something within your room that you're already in just now, right? You need to go and find something that is related to Coatbridge Rovers. Go.
I don't own anything that's related to Coatbridge Rovers.
What have
Like
you got
the
in your
colour
boot?
red.
Have you got cones? You got a ball in your boot?
Nothing.
You got
You've
anything?
got goals.
I've got.
You get goals.
You've got goals in the boot of your motor. We know you have. Carleen.
In the washing.
She's away. She parks the other side of the estate, so she might be a while.
Lynn, you found it?
You're on mute, I think.
Football card, if you know.
Aye, get a football
Football
card.
card. That's related.
Before Taylor, quick.
Hurry up before Taylor comes back.
Nah, we're
I
done.
don't have anything Coatbridge Rovers, so it's your point.
Oh, do you think we gear it? It was right on it.
Taylor,
didn't know
sorry,
we
the
just
bell
talked
went,
about
Taylor.
Sorry,
Taylor went.
you just missed it by about a second.
So,
0 points.
Can you hear me?
Aye.
aye. We'll give her 5 points.
Right.
Went Taylor.
And Lynn gets none.
Lynn gets none. Okay,
Right,
in the
okay.
last round, okay. So give me
You want a total?
a total just
Hear
now.
me?
10, 20.
I can hear you,
Okay.
Taylor.
Carleen has 30 points.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
I can't hear you.
It's probably best.
She's not going to be able to know the next one then.
No, it's hard. It's
Oh, she'll never be able to know the next
she'll
question.
unmuted us.
You hear us now? No, Taylor.
I can hear you.
No, Taylor.
Taylor, can you hear us?
Taylor it is.
Taylor.
Taylor.
She's away.
Oh, she's going out.
She'll come back in. She'll come back in.
He's chucked it. Oh, she's threw her phone to the side.
There you go. Is she here?
Right, can you hear us?
Taylor?
I can't hear anybody.
Ooh, we can hear you.
I can hear you.
There's no point in telling her.
She's lost signal when she ran at the door, probably.
The next morning.
So, Carleen and Lynn sung 30 seconds of Barbie Girl, so they get an extra 15 points each, right? So I'm going to give you an extra 20 points if you can sing another verse of Barbie Girl, right? So you get... Right, okay, Martin, you got the timer?
Yep.
Right,
This is
okay.
not legit. I don't believe you.
Carleen, Lynn, did we do it?
Yes.
True. It's really true. It's really
I'm
true.
a Barbie girl in a Barbie world.
Right, okay, right, we ready? 3...
Wait, am I
Two.
doing this?
You've got to sing it there,
Aye,
two
all
have
by
sung it.
yourself. It's a wee solo.
So they get 15 points each. Alright, are we ready, Taylor?
No.
So we're going to give it...
Yeah, she's not doing it.
Oh, well, you
You
lose.
had to do it.
You lose.
There's a forfeit for the loser at the bottom of the group.
And just a 3 fit for the guy that won.
I'll be the loser then. I'm not singing.
Oh, man.
Right, give me a score update, Martin.
Right, okay, let's do that again then, right? And I'll cut it back in, right? So a score update. Carleen's got 30. Taylor's got 15. And Lynn has got 30.
Oh, right, okay, so this round, okay, I'm going to give you 15 points, okay? So, Taylor, if you win this, you can tie with the other two in a tie round, okay? If Carleen wins or Lynn wins, then they've automatically won it. There's no prize for second place, alright? There's no...
Never.
Alright, okay,
Just
so
get a wee mention on the
this
page
time-
when you win.
okay, what I want you to do is I want you to write something on a bit of paper, okay? So don't go yet, don't go yet, don't go yet, don't go yet. We've not started the clock.
Don't be looking
Write
for
something on the
pen.
paper, right?
Okay.
And then show it to the screen, and then run to your garden and grab it out the garden and bring it back. You've got 60 seconds.
Go.
What do you mean, grab it out the garden?
Whatever you wrote down.
Whatever you need to put up at the screen and write it, so we can see what you're going to collect.
I can't find a pen.
You better run.
You better hurry up. Oh, what's Lynn? What's Lynn? Oh, what's that?
Right, a plant pot.
Right, go and get it.
Right, plant
What's
pot.
it, right?
What have you wrote?
Whatever you're getting.
Write something you're gonna get from
Whatever
the
you-
garden.
Aye.
Yep.
I don't have any. Nothing's in my garden.
Well, you better go and
What, a stain?
pick up a
You,
bit of
you don't have
grass.
a stain? You don't have a bit of grass? You've got 20 seconds is what you've got.
Football.
Right, quick, go! You've got 15 seconds.
Ta-da!
Plant pot, there you go. Lynn's a winner. And Carleen's still away.
Yay!
Thank God I didn't.
Well done, Lynn.
Yay!
Lynn's got the plant
Need to
pot.
take the plant pot back.
You need to water it first before you take it back out.
Oh, that was brilliant, man.
Can't wait to
Oh.
Well done, Carleen.
far.
Well done, Carleen. Oh, do you need to
So
go
the-
down 3 flights of stairs? Oh, that's rubbish.
Oh.
The winner of our first, what would we call it, Martin? First what? What can we call it?
I don't know, man. The Rovers Derby. No, you can't really do that. Why don't we throw it
Call it
open
the-
for the kids to name it
Nah,
as well
no,
as the
no.
name of the show?
I'm going to throw it in. We're going to call this the kit room.
The
So this
Kit
is
Room.
the 60-second kit room. There we go.
The Kit Room.
That's good, aye.
That is
Taylor,
a
don't-
good tune.
Taylor, don't cry. I know you didn't win. Don't worry about it. It's fine. There's always going to be plenty of time.
But the loser needs to sing Barbie Girl in its
Yeah.
entirety.
Live on Facebook.
Yep.
Go.
Alright, guys.
No, well done. Well done.
Thank you very
Well
much for coming along. Well done, Lynn. You shall be pride of
Thank
place on Facebook. And we'll do this every week, every fortnight, every month, something like that. We don't know. We'll come up. I'll do
Lynn, go
whatever
get your
Gary
plant.
tells me.
Lynn, go get a plant pot again so we can get a picture and put it on your Facebook.
She's just taking it back outside.
I've still got mine. Get a picture of me.
Yeah, right.
Let's,
Picture taking.
let's see what you could have won.
Take it back, boys. Take it back. Alright, guys.
Wait 2 seconds. Don't go yet. Let's get a picture for the Facebook, right?
You know I can just take a
Nice.
screenshot, eh?
Give me a wee
I'll
mention.
just take a screenshot. Take a wee screenshot, right? Wait till I fix my hair.
Right to the hair's fixed.
How's my collar all right, Lynn? Is that all right?
Aye, no bad.
Right,
Right,
folks.
wait.
Remember the
Get back,
camera
Jen.
slips, man?
My name's Mo.
Mo.
Mo. Right, smile.
Taking a screenshot yet?
Aye. That's us.
Yes.
Nice one.
Well done.
Right, thanks
Okay.
very much, everybody. I'll get this edited and get it on, and
The night.
away you go.
Get it sent to me
Away
in 10
you
minutes.
go. All right. Thanks everybody for watching the first ever and probably last, to be fair, podcast. At the moment, It's the Coatbridge Rovers podcast. So this one isn't live, but hopefully we'll get live ones in the future where we can stream it live, and we'll have a discussion with the powers that be and see when we can, get this, whether it's going to be weekly, monthly, fortnightly, whatever, or never again. So thanks very much for coming on. If you want to get on the show, if you want to nominate yourself for coming on and getting questioned and grilled, hopefully Gary will be able to be here every week to do his wee game. But if not, I'm sure we'll just be able to talk about him behind his back. So if you want to get in touch, where you can get us Coatbridge Rovers footballclub.com or on Coatbridge Rover. There's also, and I couldn't fit it in, Coatbridge Rovers FC at outlook.com. I'm sure I'll learn this some point. Thanks very much everybody for being part of this. Like I say, it's the first of its type. I think I don't know of any other team that's got a wee boat, grassroots team in the area, at least that's got one. So thanks very much. Thanks Gary for facilitating it. Thanks to Carleen, not sure what for, but thanks to Carleen, and thanks to Taylor and Lynn. Until next time, whenever that's going to be, cheery.